All right.
All right, you guys, welcome to our Diesel Nation call. It is August 26th. Unbelievable, right? I swear to God, every time I start a team call, I say the same thing. Can you believe that it's X date already? But it seems like time is simply flying by. And this is one of those times of the year, you guys, where we really got to double up in our invites and our conversations with people. And because I know it is that time where people are distracted, they're getting their kids back to school. They're not really focusing just yet on what they know they need to do. But I promise you, as someone that has been in this business for a really long time, 9 years, by the way, I celebrated 3 days ago, 9 years as a coach, the harvest is coming. Like all these conversations that you're having, they're going to start gaining momentum real soon, right? So don't get discouraged right now. Actually, the way you want to look at this is it's a challenge. Because there's a lot of opportunity coming. When you change your mindset to see it that way, then you will really benefit from September and October, which, by the way, we have a new program coming out soon. So now is absolutely not the time to say, oh man, it's a little bit hard right now, so I'm just going to take my foot off the gas. In fact, when it gets a little bit hard, that's when you want to put your foot on the gas so that you can start gaining momentum. So when all these things start happening, we have 6 weeks of work coming, and then we have the new year, believe it or not, right around the corner, when everybody that's been in the business for a while knows that's when people commit New Year's resolutions. You're going to benefit from that. So a few things that you want to work on are, number one, just double up on your conversations, your invites. Be inviting all the time. Even if you're feeling you're not being heard, I promise you, it's just because we need to get past Labor Day. And then things will start to move again. Okay, so everybody promise me that you're going to do that. We're not going to take our foot off the gas. We're going to keep going. We're going to hit Success Club. This is the month of bobbleheads. You guys know the bobblehead? We got to get the bobblehead. And you have to get the bobblehead, which is Jericho, which doesn't look like Jericho. It doesn't matter because you got to get the bobblehead. It's SC10 if you've hit Success Club before. And if you've never hit Success Club as a coach, it's Success Club 5. Now, they did that because you guys know that if you hit Success Club, you also get the first prize, right? You know, the tiered prizes for Success Club. So you'll get the bobblehead plus that, right? So they're just upping the ante just a little bit to get the Jericho bobblehead, but let's be the team of the bobblehead and let's all get the bobblehead. On top of that, the promo codes. We all know that this set of promo codes that we got for August are about to expire. However, for every promo code that you use this month, you're going to get replenished a code in September. So let's say you had 3 codes this month. You sold 3 challenge packs. You used all 3 codes. Next month, you're going to get 3 new codes. If you use one of them, you're going to get 1 code. Does that make sense? So let's all come together and let's unload all of our promo codes right now. Let's do the work. I know we had the flash sale last week. I applaud, and I said this on the raffle video right now, of how many of you guys like really buckled down and invited a ton of people. All of that will pay off, but you've got to stay on top. You got to stay talking to everyone that you invited to the raffle. If you weren't so, quote unquote, successful in closing deals for the raffle, don't take it as a loss. Take it as an opportunity to follow up with everyone that you added and then connect to them. And when they're ready, they will purchase, right? They go on a list and that's your follow-up list. That's exactly what I am doing. Yes? Okay. Let's talk about what's happening in like the very near future. First and foremost, 3 pieces of the Morning Meltdown 100 apparel went up for sale today. The hoodie, the pullover, which I bought today because I didn't get anything at Summit MM100, so I'm going to get everything now. But I got the thing, and then there was the cutoff that was kind of off-the-shoulder t-shirt that says melt in the morning or something like that, which is really cute. Those 3 went up today. While I was in the shop looking at the Morning Meltdown 100 stuff, I noticed the apron for Ultimate Portion Fix which I use the Shakeology apron, so I went ahead and I bought that. It's adorable, and it's great for pictures and Instagram stories. If you're cooking in the kitchen, have the apron on, right? It's a conversation starter, so I bought the apron as well. So the rest of the Morning Meltdown 100 apparel is going to go up in waves because they had an issue and a delay with one of the manufacturers. So I think later this week we're going to get 3 more pieces up, like with some of the t-shirts and the mesh 100 cutoff, and then we're going to have another product going up at a later date. Okay, so we'll just make sure we're advising the team in the Diesel Nation Rising page as to when that is happening. All right, so that's Morning Meltdown apparel. And then, is anybody excited for pumpkin spice Shakeology? I know Sue is. So there's Sue. So I would suggest that, and I don't know, because Sue doesn't sleep, so I'm not sure, but that you try to beat Sue to ordering pumpkin spice because she's gonna buy it all, right? And you're not gonna get it because Sue's gonna buy all the pumpkin spice. So make sure that you guys are on the ball. It starts to sell on September 3rd. I don't know exactly the time. It's going to be at some time during September 3rd. And it's until they run out. If you remember last year, they ran out in hours, like in a very short period of time. And then all of a sudden a new batch was found on another day. I don't know how they found the new batch, but they did. But just expect that it will sell out because it is going to be sold in the US and Canada at the same time, which was different from last year. Okay, I'm done talking. I think that is enough. You guys know it's time to work. One of the things that we as a team need to improve on, absolutely, hands down, is presenting the coaching opportunity. It is, I think, everyone's biggest fear. However, it is one of the biggest necessities in order to grow a business. And today we have the founder of Diesel Nation, Becky Brossett, doing her summit presentation on presenting the coaching sneak peek to us tonight. I mean, the coaching opportunity to us tonight. Becky, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, sister. So, hi, Diesel Nation. You guys don't even know how excited I am to present this speech to you, because honestly, I was very proud of it. Christy did help me. I had the ideas, but she's really good at laying out presentations, so it came out phenomenal, so I thank you. It was, I had to speak in Spanish for 30 minutes. It was a big freaking deal for me, but I did it, and I'm very, very proud of how it turned out. And luckily, Beachbody created it in English first, and then they translated it to Spanish, so I have 2 versions of it, which is awesome. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys tonight. I'm going to start with my story, and you'll see how it all falls into place. I think it's phenomenal. So let me share my screen. And sorry, because my computer camera is real down low, so you're going to see my hand a lot. Okay. And then from the beginning. All right. So we're going to start. So on the day that I actually shared this summit speech was actually the day of my 9-year coaching anniversary. It was July 13th, the Saturday at Summit. So that was like a big thing for me that I got to speak on, because thinking about, wow, how full circle. Like, I remember so clearly sitting in my office 9 years ago at that moment when I had come to this crossroads in my life, and I really felt like that was a powerful moment that I needed to share on stage. And on that day, I swear, it feels like it was just yesterday. I don't really understand how 9 years have gone by so fast. I sat there, and my boss was on vacation, so clearly I was navigating the internet, wasting a bunch of time. And I said, let me look at the application and see, should I do it? And I spent 4 days, by the way, going back and forth whether to sign up or not. And at that moment, I had all these negative thoughts, like, what if I fail? What if I don't make any money? I don't know anything about this type of business. I don't know social media. I mean, I think I had like 200 friends on Facebook. And I wasn't really sure what I was getting into, but I did know that I loved the products, and I had a phenomenal transformation. And really, that was, at that moment, was the first time that I switched the mindset. So through this journey, I'm going to ask you to, you know, really change your perspective on things, because it could open the door to a life-changing experience. I decided to flip the language, and I asked myself a different question. But what if you succeed? What if this opportunity gives you exactly what you're looking for, what you've been praying about, part-time income, and something in a field that you love? Because I've always, and Christy could attest to this, I have always loved fitness since I was like 13 years old, watching ESPN and, like, you know, all Jalad and all those people on ESPN doing fitness programs. So a little bit about where I was in our life. That Larry and I were both working in construction, both pretty much sucking wind in construction. The markets, the economy was in the tank. You guys remember back 2008, 2010, things were really, really bad. And even though we both had really stable jobs, things got really, really hard. You don't have to raise your hand, but I'm sure a lot of you experienced how you kind of put everything on credit cards and Christmas, waiting for that Christmas bonus. That's what I used to do. Wait for the Christmas bonus, because we would get really good ones at my job, and then pay off the credit cards. But for 2 years straight, there was no bonuses, there was no raises, and we had 2 kids, 2 babies. We had a nanny. We were losing the house of our dreams, which is this house where we're still at. We were losing it at that point. You know, it was really heartbreaking that I thought, you know, go to college, get a good job, do the thing that my parents said to do, and yet we couldn't stay above water. We had like no money to do anything, and not even go on vacation. And I'm like, that to me was super disheartening. And that's when I did Insanity. Let me change the screen. So back in March, around the time DJ was born in March 2010, I bought Insanity, and I did it all for that t-shirt. You know how Autumn does it all for the cookie? Well, I did Insanity. I killed myself for 60 days for that t-shirt, because I wanted that damn t-shirt. But what P90X and Insanity taught me, that was my first program, was P90X, was that I could do hard things. And it really changed me from the inside. Yes, it changed my exterior, but it gave me this newfound confidence, and I just wanted more out of life. I wanted to do more. So at that point, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up. And the first thing that popped into my head was $50 a week to help pay for diapers. That's what I wanted. That was the goal. $200 a month for that Costco bill. It was tangible. It was something that was going to bring immediate relief. It was like to loosen that noose just a little tiny bit, to give us some breathing room, and it was going to give me a sense of accomplishment. What it also did was that it gave me the foundation of my business. I could break that number down. Now I know that it's called reverse engineering. Back then I didn't have the words for that, but I am a numbers person. So I knew that to hit that $50 a week goal, I could break that down easily. I knew the commission rate was 25%, so I needed to sell a Shakeology, a program, and 2 products per week, which meant that I needed to talk to a whole lot of people, because that idea that people were gonna line up at my door the moment I posted one thing, that didn't happen. So I knew I needed to talk to a lot of people. I needed to create a list, but most importantly, I needed to keep working on me and growing my mind and reading books, which I hate to read, but back then I did. I read The Slight Edge. And I kept sharing what I was doing, my love for fitness, the fact that I felt great, and I wanted other mothers to feel the same. And I just kept on showing up. Whether I did it correctly or not, it really is neither here nor there. I did what came naturally to me. And Christy can attest to this. Back then, there was not all the inundation of trainings that there is now. And I honestly think that was probably better that way, because we were forced to figure it out on our own. We just did what came natural and figured it out. Events was actually I think, one of the greatest blessings of our business that we jumped on. And I'm not talking about super Saturdays of 500 people like they are now. I'm talking about small gatherings, workouts. I was constantly every Saturday inviting people, my friends from high school, people who were interested to work out with me, to try Shakeology. There we would do Shakeology home parties, and we would share our testimony, sharing our story, looking people in the eye and telling and explaining to them how much this business and how much the products had changed their life. And that right there was created so much momentum for us, because we got to practice how to communicate effectively and to really show the passion that we felt in our hearts for what we were embarking on at that point. So fast forward, I did crush the $50 goal, by the way, pretty much right away. And that actually inspired me to keep moving forward. That's why when my new coaches, I'm constantly like the number, because the number is important. It's something that it's tangible. So fast forward to 2012, March, Christina and I worked super hard to get to Atlantis. All 2011, that was the goal, get to Atlantis for the Success Cup trip, because we had not been on vacations with our husbands since, I think, honeymoons, pretty much. It probably was that long. So that was the goal, get to Atlantis. By that time, things had changed. I was earning a good secondary income. Things were better. We were paying down the debt. I had a lot of confidence. I felt really proud in what we were creating. Our team was starting to gain momentum, but I was stuck like at 1 star for a long time. And I couldn't understand why or what I was doing wrong at that point. And it was at that event that I talked to a coach, which is in our global team. She's under Jason Diebel, which is like my adopted sponsor. And she was explaining to me all these things that she was doing with her team, the calls, the mentorship, the one-on-ones, the helping to set goals, accountability, all this stuff. And I was absolutely floored. I had like nothing to say, because I'm like, oh, okay. I went back to my room and told Larry, I do not do any of that. I am not a leader, and that's why I'm stuck. And I decided that day, and Christy could tell you, I sat in the airport and I started looking at my downline. And Mindy was a new coach at that time. I just started examining the people on my team that needed me to help them go to the next level. And that's when everything went from me to we. I had a complete retail-based mindset before that moment. It was about me, my sales, my income, my goals, what I was doing. I was not mentoring. I was not doing any of those things. And I was certainly not team building. I was just bringing in people who like the products, and then kind of like gave them some tips, and then go figure it out. Well, at that moment, I decided that things had to shift. So I invested in myself, in expanding my why. I already knew at that point that I did want to leave construction. So that was a big, huge factor in my life, and the way that I proceeded in the next coming years. We became bold about sharing the opportunity, not just about making about selling challenge packs or selling Shakeology, but about the effect that the business was having on our lives, on our lifestyle, on the fact that we were able to now take extra vacations and pay down the credit cards and put our kids in extra activities, not only for me, but the effect it was having on my sister and other people on our team that were finding success. It was highlighting those stories. Also the community, creating FOMO around our events and the times that we would get together. Some people, believe it or not, are not looking for the income, they're looking for the community. So if that's, you need to talk about that. It can't just be the income. It has to be about all the facets of the business. We made recognition our job and just blowing it up. I remember we would tag Carl Deichler when we would sign new coaches back then. That was at the beginning. People would do that and he would shout us out. It was like exciting, and we were creating this momentum because we were excited about the business. Now, one of the major things, oh, somebody, Angie Perez, mute yourself, please. since I knew that I wanted to leave my job, guys, I had a 6-figure income. That's not something that you can just like walk away from. And luckily, I was working with another guy in my upline that said to me the most, I mean, it really opened my eyes. He said, Becky, do not even consider, so take this as a warning, do not even consider leaving your job until you have doubled your income. And I said, whoa, okay, well, then I better get to work. So I had to learn the compensation plan. And when I dug into the compensation plan with Jason Diebold and learned what needed to happen, I realized right then and there that there is no way that you can build a big, sustainable business from a retail mindset. You cannot sell Shakeology yourself to everybody in Miami. That's why there is a team, because together we can go and in the trenches and help a whole lot of people. But at one point in my business, this was at the beginning, I thought, wait a second, I'm not gonna recruit coaches because I want to take all the sales for myself. I actually thought that. That is completely honest truth. But as you grow, you understand that you can't do it all. Together we're better. And by learning the compensation plan, I realized that I needed to find people who got it, who saw what I saw. And you can only do that by sharing what you feel, what's happening in your life, how everything is changing. And that is what brought in people that wanted more out of life, just like we wanted it. So let's talk about recruiting, because this is the heart of the business. And I say it, and I said it in Spanish, and it may have sounded corny, but I do believe that recruiting is the heart of the business. But at the heart of everything, it's you. You are the face of it. It's not Team Beachbody. It's not Morning Meltdown 100. Those are tools. You are the face of your business, not me, not my sister, you. So you have to take responsibility and ownership for that and go out there and talk to people. So let's debunk recruiting. It's not hard. That's just a story that you're telling yourself. It's not scary. You're just communicating what you love. You're not afraid to share with someone your favorite lipstick or a restaurant. What is different about this? This is actually something that can benefit a person on such a deep level. This one, the third one, is my favorite and really important. You don't need to know it all. So 9 years ago, when we were brand new coaches, there was a requirement to hit Success Club, which I think Beachbody should bring it back. In order to hit Success Club, you needed 1 point to come from a new coach every single month. You could have sold 30,000 bags of Shakeology, but if you didn't recruit one coach, it didn't count as Success Club. That was what we faced when we started. And I said, okay, well, I was told that Success Club was important. I guess I have to do that. So in my own head, I said, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'll figure it out. If I say something wrong, I'll just correct it. And I did that. But here's an idea, because this is what I did, and this came to me the other day. I knew it was around this time, 9 years ago, that my first month I hit Success Club 18 and came out on Carl Deichler's top 20. And I realized that if I start hitting my income goals right now in August and in September and just keep on hitting Success Club until Christmas, I could actually pay for Christmas in cash. And I was talking, and maybe it was wrong, I don't know, but I was talking about that on social media. Like, you could start your business now and you can start earning money, and then by Christmas, at least you won't have to put it all on credit cards. I was being bold. Even though I didn't know what I was doing, I was not scared to put it out there, because I knew that I needed to do it in order to accomplish what I was setting out to do. Does that make sense? All right. And then everyone can do it. It's a decision. Just like it is the same decision for you to show up to work out every day, you can show up and invite to the business opportunity every day. Now let's talk about what it is. It's fun. We can make it fun. Think about it. Our events are fun. Our team is fun. You never know. You can find your best friend. You may talk to someone tomorrow that could end up being your long lost best friend. Look at it that way. You're building your tribe. You're building a community. You're building a family. Make it fun and exciting. Number 3, my favorite, it's a blessing. And this is important because I think there's 2 ways to look at this business. Some people look at it as an obligation and something that they have to do, or something that weighs on them. If that's the way you're gonna approach it, then it's gonna come off obviously negative. But it really is a blessing, and we're gonna go through an exercise now where it's gonna really make you think about that. You know, it is a blessing. Whether you're making income or not, you're part of this amazing team, the family. You're part of Team Beachbody, on a community that's based and focused on personal growth, on, you know, health and fitness, about being your best self. All of those things are a blessing. I'm sure that you're probably not getting that in your full-time job. I know I wasn't. So focus on those things and then go out and talk to people about those things that make you happy. And it's necessary to accomplish your goals. This one I'm probably gonna say a bunch of times, but if you're looking to hit Premier, Elite, 5-star, 2-star, Diamond, for God's sakes, maybe you want to hit a certain income goal, release the expectation, number 1, that the business is going to build itself, and number 2, it's not going to happen with discount coaches. And that was something I realized when I had my shift at Atlantis. I knew that to get to the level I wanted to be in this business, I needed to find people who wanted to do this with me, hand in hand with me, building the business and understanding that this is a blessing. Okay, so you're gonna get 3 homework assignments today, and I really hope that you do them. So take a picture of the screen or write this down. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. Well, actually it's 1 question, phrased one positively, and on the other side is a little negative, but I do think it'll spawn some emotion. So the question is, what do you love most about being a Team Beachbody coach? And sorry, these are some of my answers. Sorry. Those are some of my responses, and I really want you to write down that question. What do I love most about being a Beachbody coach? And then after the call, or maybe tomorrow morning after your workout, I want you to think about that and write down as many things as you can think of. I mean, just go ham writing about everything that you love about this community, everything. Now, let's rephrase this question. What if today, like right now, Carl Deichler calls you and says, I'm sorry, but I'm canceling your account. Poof, you're gone, no more coaching. It's done. What are you gonna miss most about being a coach? And that, hold on a second. Jay, my kid, always screaming. If your business is taken away from you, what is it that you are going to miss the most? Start writing things that you will miss. How has this business changed your life? So that's homework number 1. The reason why this is so important is because I believe that is the foundation of talking about the business. That's going to give you so many different angles and so many different topics to communicate in different formats how much you love being a coach. And obviously it is going to hit home with several different people, because if someone's looking for community, then they're going to reach out to you for that. If someone is looking for accountability or for income, then they're going to relate to you on that. So it is important that you don't just get fixated on talking about one type of aspect of this business, but talk about it all. Okay, so here is like the meat of the presentation. And back early summer, Sandy Budana, the National Wake Up Call lady, she called me and wanted to talk about the presentation and what my thoughts were and what I was gonna do. And she asked me a really important question that got me thinking. And she said, you know, Becky, one thing that I've always wondered is, why is it that, you know, coaches like you and Christina and some of the other top leaders have been able to build these big sustainable businesses, and yet some people find it so hard to get started and to build a team? And I have always thought this, and I've told my sister this: I think the root of the problem is that most people do not know how to effectively communicate their story. You are the heart of your business. It's your story, your obstacles, the things you've overcome, your successes, where you've been, where you are now. You are the heart of this business. If you just start, throwing out facts and figures, just like people who post about the fitness products and are like, workout done, 30 minutes and done. Nobody cares about that. They want to know how it impacted you. How did you feel? Where were you before you started? What can you do now that you couldn't do before? How has it corrected some problem in your life? Those are the things people want to know, because then they're going to relate to you and your story. And that's how you're going to find people to work with, that work with you on a personal level. So this is the format that I believe works for sharing your story. And this is your homework number 2. So today is Monday. So by Friday, if you have never shared your story, then you need to start working on it and have it prepared by Friday. Like, go bold and get out there and share your story. If you were paying attention to how I told my story, I went through all of these points. So where were you before? That's number 1. You always have to paint a picture of where you were at the beginning before you started. So before I started coaching, I was frustrated. I was unfulfilled, losing my home. We were in debt. I was frustrated with life. I wanted change. I was praying for a business opportunity. So what solution entered my life? You can go products. You can use this for every story. The products entered my life first, the business second. What changed? Well, I started goal setting, which I never did when I worked in construction. Never. I never set goals. My goal was to create a spreadsheet at the end of the year to show my boss everything I did so he can give me a bigger raise. That was my goal, to get a lot of projects on the list. I started setting goals. We started building a team. I started working on myself, my confidence. I started speaking in public, something that I've always been so afraid of, and this business opened the door for me on that end. I started to transform like a butterfly. I started to be more positive and I was excited, to show up for myself every day, to work out and to inspire people to do the same. And where am I now? Free, a full-time coach, financially free, stable, living the life we have. I'm speaking to you here tonight, sharing this awesome topic. We have like this this life that I never ever dreamed possible, and it was all because I'd said yes to an opportunity that changed everything. Sorry. All right, so take a picture of this, please. Take a picture, because this is important. You're going to use this to create your story that you're going to share by Friday. Damn it, sorry. All right, so what happens next? You can't just share your story and then run. People are not going to just line up. I said that before. You need to have a call to action. You need to make sure that you always have something to invite people to. Just like a challenge group, you have to have a date. Telling people we're starting on this date, we're going to do this. It's a call to action. So make sure that you get in the habit of, reformatting your story. Don't tell the same story over and over again. There's so many angles that you can take to a story to change it up, to make it new and refreshing. But you do have to share it often, because remember, people are not reading the same stuff all the time. They do miss it. So make sure that you make it a point to share your story often, and then include a call to action. So since we're talking about the business opportunity, make sure that you know that if you're sharing, let's say on your Instagram stories, a bunch of pictures or whatever about the business, that at the end you have something like I have a call scheduled on this date, or I can send you a recording. Remember that Christina and I do the big team-wide calls. We have recordings on YouTube. All you have to do is send it to somebody. So make sure you have, and you let the audience know what to expect, that you're looking for engagement. And it is important that you do use the little features that Instagram is giving you, like the polls and quizzes. The point of all this is to create engagement with your audience. You want to create curiosity so that they'll start communicating with you, right? But all of that happens on posts, it happens on your stories, it happens when you live stream. You have to consistently be inviting people and then messaging them one-on-one. And I've been hearing a lot of, yeah, but you know, I post, but I don't really talk to people. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere, because more likely people are not just lining up at the door. So you have to check and see who's looking at your stuff, and then reach out to them and create some kind of relationship with them, and then tell them how you want them to contact you. So the sneak peeks have one. If you're growing your business, you need to be bold and do your own. I know that we've said that in the past. Don't wait for us to do one for you. Like, do your own, even if it's a one-on-one call, or if you're sending somebody a recording, team up with a friend of yours, maybe your accountability partner, split up the responsibilities, and then go out there. Your prospects want to hear from you. They want to hear your take on this, not just the Diesel Nation way. And you know, our way has been successful. I really like our format with the 4 coaches and highlighting a new coach who's hitting Success Club and has found success, because it shows the prospects that it is possible to find success early on in the business. But you have to get in the habit of doing this. I mean, way back when, I would just call and talk to people one-on-one. I still do that. Sometimes people just want to talk to you and they want to ask you questions. They just want to hear directly from you. When you do something like that, don't forget that to listen and to ask questions, and make sure that you understand why they are interested. It's not just about you speaking. Always be interested in where they're coming from. So this is pretty much it. So I love this quote because it pretty much summarizes it in a pretty little bow. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And what you do simply proves what you believe. You are the heart of your business. The stories that you share is what is going to attract people to you. Not the facts and the figures. People don't want to know all that stuff. They want to know about you, the things you've done and how you've overcome and who you really are. Strip down the real person. That's how you're going to find your tribe, the ones that are going to go to bat, who are going to grow this business together with you. So back in 2014, well, let me back up. Back in 2012, at our first summit, we were 6 coaches, and I'll never forget being at a party in Vegas, and you know, this big, huge team dressed in white passes by us, and I was like floored. I'm like, oh my God, look at these people. And I was like, that's gonna be us, but we're gonna wear red because red is cooler, it stands out, and we're gonna be like, one day we're gonna be bigger and we're gonna be a sea of red, and that's gonna be us. And Christy, how many people next year are we gonna have? So we started setting goals for Summit every year. How many people? What's the size? And we kept pushing and building, and the team started to duplicate, and everybody sharing their story. By 2014, we were about 50. I'm estimating. That's not 50 there, but there you can see more people in the background there. And we kept doing it, and we kept setting goals and upping the ante and sharing the business opportunity, creating leaders. And then in 2018, that was us. We were about 350. This past summit, we were about 500. The picture looks way bigger this year. But that doesn't happen by chance. It happens because we got intentional with building a business, with being authentic, with creating culture. And I actually did this presentation on Thursday for Melissa McAllister. I was super nervous. And I did say on that call that one of the things that, and I told Christy this at the luncheon this year, one of the things I find the most special about our team is that at the end of the day, We have big leaders who have their own organizations, but we come together to wear red, to show up as one family, not as that team and Chrissy's team and my team. No, we're one team. We're one family. And I think that that is super special and different from everybody else in the network. So we need to really be proud about that. And then your final homework, your last thing is, I want you to close your eyes for a second and think about how many people you are gonna invite to Summit next year. What are your recruiting goals from here on out? You know, how many people are you gonna bless with this opportunity? Because it starts right now. I know right now it's August and it's hard, and Chrissy talked about it, but you can start planting seeds. You can start laying the foundation now, and by Summit 2020, you could have, you know, 20, 30 people with you if you get to work right now. So dream, write it down. How many people do you want to bring with you, your downline, your PS, to Summit in New Orleans in 2020? And I just want to remind you that all of this, our team, our family, Diesel Nation, started with a goal of $50 a week to pay for diapers. It was diapers, okay? Something that was impactful to me has spun into something so beautiful. And thank you for saying yes to this opportunity. And that's it. Up here. Oh.
That was awesome. You guys, wasn't that awesome? So everybody's saying in the comments, Becky, how many people they're bringing to Summit, and it's like so inspiring. Like, oh my God. I mean, I don't have anything to add. That presentation nails what we have to do every day, and that's keep sharing what we love. And I know you love this. I know you love our community. I know you love our products. I know. So just be bold, like Becky said. And you know, there's nothing else to add. It's just go out there and don't let months go by without bringing new people onto your team. Like, you can do every day you should be talking about the opportunity, and do it proudly. And yes, you're going to have people say, no, not now, I'm not ready, not for me. But if you keep going, and you know me, I'm like a freaking broken record. If you keep going, the right people will begin to show up. The right people will begin to show up. The right people will stay. It's a process, right? You recruit, some people go, some people stay. Some people grow, some people don't. But then lifers get created in that whole mix. And then you do it again, some people go, some people stay. And if you keep doing that, that's how the team grows. That's how it starts to evolve.
And one thing I wanted to say that I actually forgot to say it in one of the parts is that, you know, I'm sure you guys, some of you thought this, well, it's easy for you because you've been a coach forever and you've hit all your goals and it's easy for you to talk. But remember, I was not making any money at the beginning and I was talking about it. You have to look at that list and look deep into the things that this business has provided for you. And my coach Ati, and I'm gonna share examples so that you can. She was able to put her daughter in ballet, like something she couldn't afford. That's something powerful. That's something that will speak to somebody on social media who maybe is financially challenged and can't do those things for their kids. What if you can do that? What if you can pay your car? What if you can pay your gas bill or a week's of groceries, or it builds to something beautiful like Amy? You know, Amy came to this business in a bad place, Amy Coppola. And she knew that this was a solution, and she worked her tail off, and she just hit the million club. She started at zero, just like me, just like all of you. And she was even, her back was up against the wall big time. And she used it as her launching pad. Like, why not you? Why not you? Use all the examples of the things that this business has done for you to inspire other people to want to jump on board with you. And yes, people are going to say no, so just deal with it. It is what it is. That's the nature of the business. But some people come back. They come back when they're ready. So plant the seed. You say, like Christy and I at the beginning, we will go next. Because I mean, we knew we had to keep going. We had to keep going. They're not paying your bills. You can't go to the bank with someone's opinion. Just do it. Just do it.
I agree, 100%. I'm looking at Danielle because you started sharing stories of. I remember when Danielle started and she started building, and she was working a bazillion hours on her feet as a hairdresser with 2 little ones at home, and she was just like, you know, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and she was able to build her and Justin's account because of this like crazy boldness in presenting the opportunity. Simultaneously, she built 2 big accounts, and she's in the Million Club, the Diesel Nation Million Club, right? But her cumulative earnings in her and Justin's accounts have surpassed $1 million, and it's all that boldness in sharing this. Like, don't be scared, you guys. And here's the thing that I see it, because, you know, with my coaches, I'm day in, day out talking to them. When the business kind of gets tough, we default to what's comfortable, which is fitness, right? Just selling fitness, trying to shove fitness down people's throat. But guess what? Let me just kind of think about this a second. When the business gets tough and you're getting price objections, what should we be talking about? The freaking business. Because in this economy, in this world with social media, nobody should not have like a side hustle to supplement their income so that they don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. In this world, nobody should be overdrawing bank accounts. If they have passion inside of them to do better for their family, they need a part-time hustle. And this is the best one. So don't default to fitness, default to the coaching opportunity. They tie together anyway. But sell the coaching opportunity, because people, I'm talking to someone right now that's in the process of filing for bankruptcy. Her back's against the wall, and she's like, I need something. She's going to go to work, but she needs something else. And she's looking at coaching. And if I hadn't done my story post yesterday, on the way to Monica's house, because we have to drive an hour to get there. If I didn't take that hour to put all my coaching stuff, I wouldn't have connected with her. So don't be scared to do it. Do not be scared to talk about the business in all the ways. Amy asked me, she was on the thing, she said, so is it better a video? Is it better a post? And I said, all of it, everything. Stories, polls, questions, posts, stories, going live on Facebook. Do it all.
Because I don't think what works for you may not work for me. So you have to try it all. You have to try it all. And you can't, and please, I know another thing I know everybody's thinking, well, yeah, I don't have a story. I'm the most I've heard this. I'm the most boring person ever. I have nothing. Guys, everybody has a story about something. Come on. Everybody has a story. You need to sit down and think about it and put some effort into it. And you can't get it wrong because it's your story and it's unique. Everybody's story is unique and beautiful, and it has and it's probably not written. Nobody's story is completely written. We're all a work in progress, but you need to learn how to focus in. And if you just take the time to create that list, I think it'll make it so much easier for you to then go one by one, and maybe, I don't know, every 3 days or every other day or something, hit one of those topics, and you keep rotating it. You're always going to be hitting different aspects of the business, and it's not going to be repetitive.
Yeah, I mean, we just a point, and we could then call it a night. But that social media training that a bunch of us watched this week from Quigley, one of the things that she teaches is reintroduce yourself constantly on Instagram, which I hadn't done in a long time. I hadn't shared like the beginning of this whole process of Beachbody and being a lawyer and a mom and all of that stuff. And as soon as I started doing that, it like changed everything. And I started getting back into those early moments, and it's imperative right? It's imperative that you share the stories, even if you go back, reintroduce yourself on social media and say, I have a bunch of new followers, even if it's just 5. I have a bunch of new followers and I need to reintroduce myself, and you share the story, and then you piece it. You know, like in all the different ways that Becky showed you tonight. Yeah.
All right. That was awesome.
Yes.
I'm going on tour. I'm going to start doing that. I'm just kidding.
Everybody, she's taking sign-ups. She's signing autographs. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking about coaching sneak peek this month. We've decided to push it to September. That doesn't mean you don't invite, right? We covered it. I think we beat a dead horse with that one. We're always inviting. For instance, I did something today that seemed to have worked. I don't know if you guys saw it on my Instagram stories. I was literally sending my coaching sneak peek video, the one that we did in June, I guess. Yeah, June, to someone, and I just did a quick boomerang of the video, and I said, oh, sending this to someone that needs a part-time income, drop your email. And then I tapped, and then I put the poll thing, not the poll, the type your question, but what I put was, drop your email if you want to receive it too. And I got some emails. Some of them are coaches, of course, and that's okay, but I've checked, and some of them are not coaches. So just try new things. I've never done that before, but it took 2 steps in order to build that, and I got some emails. Those are conversations that I'm now going to have. So just do it in different ways. Think of, remember, people don't also like to be overwhelmed, so make it easy for them to connect with you. And I think that is an easy way, them writing their email, as opposed to going to a form and filling it out. That works too. Don't stop doing that, but find different ways. That tapping on a poll, that is an easy way for them to notify you that they want information. Try different things, and when it works, write it down, put it in your notes, and say, okay, in a few days I'm going to do that again, or I'm going to try that next week again. You know what I mean? So but always keep inviting, and like I always tell everyone that is inviting to the coaching opportunity, what's your tool? What are you going to share when someone says, I need info, or I want info, and there's no sneak peek, right? So Becky shared with you some homework assignments, right? The question of, what if Beachbody went away, and all the things you love about Beachbody, plus you're going to share your story about Friday. But another thing is, what's your tool? Do you have a favorite sneak peek video? Do you have a video that you've filmed presenting the opportunity? Do you have that 8-minute video that Brooke Lipoff put together that we share all the time? What's your tool? Because you need a tool to share the opportunity. The tool can be a phone call too. We got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for that. Okay, so homework assignment number 3 is, what's your tool? What tool are you going to use to share the coaching opportunity? Okay, now I think we're done. Yes?
All right.
All right, you guys, we'll share the recording. Thank you for being on. This was an awesome call. Share your feedback on the team page. Make sure that the recording gets sent to all your coaches. All right, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Becky. That was awesome.
Mwah.